Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. How fine I feel tonight on this Saturday night to continue to support the best that Texas metal has to offer. And tonight, yes, we are re-emerging with a band who actually we were going to work with a few weeks back. It brings me great pleasure to welcome the southern swag and thrash of the band called BÖNE. I have with me John and Stan here tonight. Gentlemen, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother.
It's been great chatting with you here tonight about all things, musically and about our scene and about people. I love having people like you over to articulate and share your thoughts on music.
Our pleasure.
Let's get started, First of all, let's kind of rehash. We talked about it already, but, Chingao, I was so upset. What was the date of that Bond show? Do you remember? It was during Fiesta.
It was during Fiesta.
It was during Fiesta.
It was a Saturday.
It was late April? Was it late April or mid-April?
I think that's right, yeah.
So what happened is we were supposed to interview at Bond's, and my crew and I were trying to get there in our vehicle, and it was impossible. Mm-hmm. So first of all, let me apologize publicly to not be able to go out there and interview you guys, because I'm such a big fan of the self-titled debut that we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
We couldn't be mad at you. Don't worry about it.
What kind of experience it was that night? Because you guys were telling me off camera that you guys were new to the whole Fiesta concept of San Antonio.
We had never been around the 750,000 people or whatever. It was over 700,000 literally. And from what I saw, it made South by Southwest in Austin look like a cakewalk. Mm. And we got there, and they barricaded more streets off after we arrived, so we couldn't have left if we wanted to.
Right.
We were stuck. That was it. And I didn't know this till later on. And then there's all the other things that happened, the show and the gunshots and all the normal stuff.
Oh, God.
We're like, we should leave if we can. So we waited till way late, and then the barricades were gone finally. So,
yeah, don't you know, like after midnight, all the satanic Hispanics come out?
Yeah. Or should I say no comment? I don't know. What's safer and doesn't get me killed? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm just, and I was telling you, I think it kind of worked out for the best, because now we're here in the studio, we're in a controlled environment, we've been able to break the ice, and this interview, of course, will be more in depth. So I'm really happy that you guys came to San Antonio tonight to be with me. Thank you so much. And as you guys heard me allude earlier this evening, you guys are here on the program because I'm such a big fan of your band, dude. I listen to your EP a lot.
You're a liar. I love you.
No, I really do. I really do. Didn't you walk in here and we were jamming it?
He was already wearing the shirt, and under that shirt is another BÖNE shirt.
I got another BÖNE shirt right over there. I'm wearing it Monday. Let's get started because, of course, there's many metal fans, not only across our great state, but all over the country who watch our program, and world who watch our program.
They better.
So for those people, let's share a little bit about the beginnings of BÖNE. One of the things that I quickly came to realize is that you guys have a long history as far as musicianship, and the individuals in this band have a lot of experience and tenure. So talk a little bit about that, and talk a little bit about how you guys came together to be BÖNE.
I can say what I know, and then you can say your thing too. Okay. All right. Before I was in it, I was actually the last guy to join.
Really?
Yeah, I was the last guy to join. The concept of the band was started in, I want to say, late 2017, and it was between Ethan, the bass player, and Eric, one of the guitarists. And Eric had this idea for a band, and Ethan said, "Yeah, let's do it." And they just started looking for guys, and I think, was it the next thing they got you, Stan?
Yeah,
they got you before Derek.
It was,
They got
three.
Yeah, it was those three, and then Derek at the music school, who's already a friend of theirs and is a great guitarist, tons of soul in his playing. He was tapped, and he said yeah, and it worked out great. And they did have another guy, another friend of ours actually, try out to sing. It just wasn't the right fit. Jeff Justo?
No.
He sang for Cerebral. and he sang Cerebral Desecration.
Yep.
And he sings right now for Slow Motion Crush.
Okay.
And you probably do know him, but
Probably.
yeah. But Pernicious Phenom before all those bands too. He sang for that one. But anyway, I'm just trying to sell all his bands. But yeah, he tried out for them, and it just wasn't a fit. It wasn't the right thing. They weren't, and they said they were looking for somebody, and I had nothing going on at that moment. And I asked Ethan, "Hey man, do you mind if I come down and make everybody throw up?" And he was cool with it. So it worked out, and from then on, my thing was I just don't want to be in a band with a bunch of rules, and that's why from song to song, it might sound like different bands.
We're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're going to get there because I think you bring up a great point.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. So, John, had you had some experience in the Austin metal scene prior to that?
Yeah. I'll work backwards. Before that, I was in a short-lived band called Blood Bayou. I was really hoping that had gone a little further than it did. It was kind of like if you mixed Down with Tool, and it was just its own thing, with little glimpses of Alice in Chains music in there. Is the way I would describe it. And before that, the band I was in for a long time, it was my baby since like the '90s, was Trauma Concept. And that one, we went pretty far. We were on MTV and stuff, and we did tours, and it just you know how things go. One guy says, "I'm going," the other guys go, "Me too." So,
Yeah.
so that's what happened. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Stan, you want to share your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So going back, I guess to the BÖNE history, it was just me, Ethan, and Eric that started. We, had some song ideas we all just went through, kind of just started writing together, kind of like in a room. We were actually at the band co-op, and it's not, I don't know if it's there anymore, but we would just kind of jam in a room, and we had a couple songs, and then Eric started throwing out all other older songs that he didn't use for Powder Burn.
Right.
And so we started writing more, and that's when you were, I think, already part of the band. And then by the time we knew it, I think we were already about a full album, pretty close into writing, and we're like, let's just get it recorded and focus on that. So we did that for some time. And yeah, I think I'm just starting to go off on a tangent here with that. But
I do remember. I've throughout my career, I've always supported Austin metal, and one of the bands I remember back in the day that I had a history with, that I had a relationship with, was the band Powder Burn. Okay. I remember, they were on Rob's many times, and in fact, I had them play one of my events, which I used to call the Rob's Motorworks Showcase, and I remember when I saw that name pop up, which I hadn't heard in a long time. I was like, man, these guys have a rich history. All these guys are experienced, they're vets, and no wonder this debut EP sounds so fucking killer. So that's great, man. Austin's a great metal scene, and we'll talk a little bit about more about that later. So let's go back to what you just said about the diversity in the musicality of this band, because even before you got here, my cousin and I were jamming the EP, and we're like, yeah, man, this is little Danziggy, little Zakk Wylde, it's a little thrashy, and there's so many, the diversity of these tracks. When you hear a song like Hund, which to me is like this doomy kind of scary song, and then you hear a track like White Noise, which is like this southern kind of fucking brutality.
No one ever describes that the same. It's funny to me. They always say something different.
Yeah, it's I love it, and the thing about it is that as a real music fan, the qualities of it resonated with me quickly, so I can make a lot of these connections to other famous bands. But I loved it, and I thought, nobody is doing it like this. And I used the terms like the Southern swag, because to me it kind of does have this little Southern kind of feel to it, and it's heavy. And vocally, what you're doing it brings a lot into that. So, What do you say when people ask you what BÖNE is?
I tell them that we don't have rules, and that's why I'm in the band, number one. Because whatever the music makes me write is not up to me. It's whatever my brain or the muse, if you want to call it that, if you're an artist, tells you. It's like, if you're really listening, you don't have a choice.
You're just feeling.
Right. You just know. And whenever they were showing me the stuff for Hund, our German friends would get mad at me for not saying Hund, but because it means dog.
I said Hund.
I said,
I mentioned the songs that I like. So Hund,
I say Hund
White
too,
Noise, Black Compass is my other favorite song. Yeah. I mean, those are like my favorite tracks, so I have to talk about them.
And it's like Hund is whenever we were writing it or the music was being written, I said immediately, I was like, man, that makes me feel like I'm on a Marth, I was like, that's badass. I like that. I like I'm on a Marth. I was like, my one of the versions of my old band, we used to do Pursuit of Vikings, and I was like, that got me back into singing after a long hiatus. So I was like, it makes me feel like doing that stuff, and I was like, let me try it. If you guys don't like it, just tell me. But they ended up really liking it, and so Hund is its own thing, and I do those kind of a monomarthy vocals. The lyrical content is nothing to do with Vikings, I mean, do you want me to tell you what it's about? Or is it going to ruin your day?
Yeah, no. Briefly tell me about what it's about.
These sailors are going out to sea, and they bring this dog aboard the ship that they kind of worship like a good luck charm, right? A dog. Yeah.
A dog.
They paint his image on the sails. And it turns out it's a bad idea. He's not good luck at all. And the gods at sea hate his guts, and they destroy the boat and kill everybody and the dog. So that's the short version.
Was it a pug?
It's very serious. It's not comical at all. That one song.
That song is scary.
It's serious.
It's a wicked fucking song. I think that's why it resonates with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, such a diversification in what you guys are delivering, and I think that's what quickly caught my attention too when I heard the record. You guys, I get a lot of stuff that crosses my desks, and I try to really give my attention to as much of it as I can. But I remember when I heard, was it you that sent it to me, John?
Yeah, it had to be me.
Yeah. So I can remember when I got the EP, I was like, oh man, yeah, like whoa, this is like, I don't hear this every day, and this is cool. And that's one of the things I love about heavy metal is that there's so many different genres of it, and then depending too, like on the tenure of the musicians in the band also will depend on what they're delivering. So good stuff. Thanks, man, thanks. So you guys formed in 2017.
Started
in 2017. The EP came out, the self-titled EP from BÖNE came out last year in 2021, right?
Online in October. And then physically, the CD was released this February.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But and a lot of people buy music digitally now. So October 12th, I think, was the date that that sounds right. The digital release came out. Yeah. Okay. So it's been out for a little bit, but it took a little while. We're talking like 4 years for this release to come out since the inception of the band. Why did it take so long?
I think
most bands don't take that long.
I think number one was that we're all grown-ups with jobs.
Yeah. We're delivering livers. That's more important.
Yeah.
We're saving people's lives.
All that blood and piss I deliver to people, pays the bills. But,
hey.
Unless I'm thirsty, then it doesn't make it. But yeah, there's those things, and there's also the fact that I think I wouldn't want to release something unless we were picky enough.
Or ready as a band.
We could have punk rocked it right through and delivered the fastest garbage you could have imagined.
Good point. But that's a very good point. And you know what? I think that with maturity, there comes that patience. I see a lot of stuff too that crosses my desk that is punked out really quick, and it sounds like shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I tell bands all the time, I'm like, dude, when you release something, like, remember, it's forever. Okay, so put your best foot forward, right? And sometimes putting our best foot forward takes patience and money.
And sometimes people just need to realize that, is this a career for you or just a dumb hobby? You know what I mean? Are you trying to make a career? Because that means you're trying to sell a product. And if you're trying to sell a product, it better be good, you know?
Your heart and soul and money.
Yeah, man. I'm like, don't get your Fisher-Price tape recorder on the table and go, good enough. We're black metal. Bzzz, everything. Bzzz. You know? Don't do that, man. It's like you're going to be stuck at that 7-Eleven forever.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't. I think it's more difficult to do it with your style, though. With your style of vocals and the music, you almost kind of have to do like a high quality thing for it to kind of like resonate with people.
I guess it depends on what song you're talking about.
You know, when I hear black metal stuff, I can hear black metal stuff, and if it's rough, I'm like, sometimes it might. The song is good, and even though it's rough, I might still dig it, and I might still jam it, but it's black metal.
Well,
you know, if I'm hearing
maybe because it's black metal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
That's my
expect it
point.
to be rough, yeah.
Yeah, because it's black metal. But with your style, where there's a lot of, you know, melody and vocal dexterity and solo.
There's a lot to lose.
Yeah,
There's a lot to lose.
Yeah, it could get caught up.
Yeah, and you if you don't record something well in this kind of metal, you're losing a lot. You know, and that. Does that sound arrogant? I don't know.
in this day and age too, like I guess because everything like has been done, it's so hard to find originality when it comes to music. So I think what I love about my band BÖNE is that all the other bands I've been in up until now, like this band, I love that we all can write stuff in a room together, but it's all original and we all love to play it. Like it doesn't get boring or old for me, especially. I'm behind my kit and I play the same stuff, but I enjoy it. And like it, you know, we'll play anywhere and it'll be a couple people, maybe a few hundred, but like we're doing it and we're, you know, having fun. And like at Bonds, you know, with Fiesta going on, like it was, like I didn't expect it, but I mean we were just there to do our thing, and it was fun. Yeah, the other people, I think they were there. I mean, I heard people like yelling and clapping. So yeah, no, it was.
I heard that. Phone going on.
Sorry.
I was wondering, who's whistling?
But no, going back really quick though to the music, like what I love about it is that it's like as John was saying, like we put all of our you know, it's our first album, so we want it to be really good, and we've gotten older, we know our money, our time, we want to make it worth it.
Right.
So, you know, I think this is album one, and like we're excited about it. We definitely want people to hear it and give it a listen. But we're definitely like getting already ideas for like album 2 and kind of like the direction a little bit of where we're going.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But
Stan, keep
I'm
that
running,
mic, and I want to ask you. Let me take one step,
Sure.
a little step
Sure.
back.
No problem.
Tell me about the name BÖNE. Where did that come from?
BÖNE. I'll let John go with this one. This is like the singer's question.
It's not really my answer, but
no,
yeah.
I'll let John take care of it because I feel like
What I was told is, and it's on your shirt, is Eric, his dog. I guess he just had the idea to have like a band with songs about dogs, and we started off, and it was just silly, right?
Songs about dogs.
Yeah, almost like a joke. Like everything has to be about dogs. So there's one song called Red Rocket that was written before I got in the band by
Right.
by Ethan, the bass player, and you can imagine what Red Rocket's about.
Yeah.
So there's no mystery there. And so the songs were, I think they thought it was going to be a comedy band, and I told them when I got involved, I was like, look, I get it. I don't want to be a joke.
Right.
I love the music, love it. I am a Metallica, Slayer, Pantera kind of guy, all that stuff, right? But I don't want to be laughed at. I want to be laughed with if we're doing that. So I wrote a song called Bone In, and that was probably the last straight up obviously funny song I ever wrote, and that was the idea of the band at first. It was just funny.
That song on the EP? That's
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bone In. It's called Bone In. It's I want to say track 3. I don't remember.
That's in our live set.
It's the one that sounds more Danzig-y.
Yeah.
And that was the first song I ever wrote for this band. So that one's about Mama's cooking a bone-in ham in the kitchen, and the dog smells it, and then all hell breaks loose. You'll hear me say that a lot about other songs because I don't like giving the whole thing away.
Yeah.
But yeah, all hell breaks loose after so and so happens, and a big mess ensues, and then I was like, that's too silly. I don't want to keep doing that, you know. So I've started writing these serious songs afterwards, and subverting the meaning of it all. And I think we're outgrowing all that.
Yeah.
So because it's like the stuff we're writing now is definitely more thrashy.
Okay.
So
I use the word thrashy because I saw that on your Facebook profile, and I think you guys, you know, are more diverse than a straight up thrash band, but yet, you know, the elements of the heaviness are there. So we'll talk about the new music here in a bit. So before we do, I don't want to leave the EP quite yet. So remember, everybody out there, the debut from BÖNE came out last October. You can go to all your favorite music media outlets to download it. Be sure to look for it tonight. After you watch this interview, go ahead and take a look at the cover. This is what it looks like. Came out on October 12th, an independent release here in the great state of Texas. Yes, as we continue to support the brutality of the Lone Star State. Now, guys, you know, I think you also talked about this earlier too, about I think we did this off camera, but how great the record sounds. Tell us a little bit about who produced it and where you produced it at.
it was recorded at Austin Music School, obviously in Austin, by Russell Tanner. And he did a great job. He really was flexible and worked with me on all these hard to explain ideas. And I give him, all the credit in the world for making, my craziness happen. And if you want to hear a guy who gets it before it's explained properly, listen to Hund. I told him I wanted all these big vocals. I layered and layered and layered vocals. I said I want monks on the mountainside. I want them far away and I want them big. And he got it.
Yeah.
And that's all me, all over the place.
You said something interesting to me off camera too. You said, Rob, this guy's not a metal guy.
He's not. No, he's.
Yeah, and I think that brings an added element of objectivity into the project.
I would even go as far as to say he brings an element of musical beauty, because he didn't want us to sound like everybody else's dry programmed drums. That's very common now. It makes me sick.
Right.
There were microphones on this guy's drum kit, and that was it. And as far as I know, that was the end of that. Yeah. So no clicky clacky typewriter stuff. No, it's so all the instruments are real. All the mistakes are real. Some of them I felt added feeling, and we left them alone. Some of them, maybe we should have reconsidered leaving them on the recording. I don't know. It was our first.
Still proud of it.
Yeah, we're proud of it. We are. But he did such a great job, and he records more, more indie stuff. If indie's the right word.
Yeah.
Slower, softer, maybe.
Slower, softer. And he asked me.
Fast and punchy.
And he asked me after dealing with me for a few minutes, what are you going for? And I said, and I've told this many times, I said I want big, warm, round, punchy, explosive. I want it to be heavy, but pleasant to the ear. And that's not something people try anymore. Pleasant to the ear. Because when you listen to a whole album, that's 8 songs or more, right? Can you imagine listening to 8 songs that are killing your ears? Oh, it's so heavy, it's so heavy. It's like, it's not always good, man. It's like, you'll listen to it and go, yeah, that was great. And then you chuck it in the back of your list, right?
Because it all sounds the same.
Yeah, and dry. And,
Yeah.
And, it's aggressive on the ear. When everything, and I don't like saying this because it makes me sound like I'm 90 years old, when everything is digital amp models on a digital recording and it's mastered digitally and it goes on a digital format, guess what comes out? A buzzy mess. It's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. Human ears don't like that stuff after so long. So you add warmth by using, some analog mixed in with all that digital stuff, and you're going to be having a much more happy audience. That's my view.
What a great analysis, John. Thanks for sharing that. Some of us who are not musicians don't really get it. We don't understand it. We just want to jam it, and yet we don't really comprehend much of what we really do like about a record. We can't break it down that far.
And I mean, most fans haven't been in a studio and don't know what's going on.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Let's talk about really the acclaim that this record has gotten. I've seen online that you guys are getting reviews, a lot of press. Everything's been positive. So it seems like BÖNE is based upon, this release getting a lot of good momentum and press. It seems all positive to me from what I've seen.
I'm my own worst critic, so I keep being surprised again and again and again that people are like, oh man, it's so awesome. And I'm like looking behind me like, who are they talking to?
Yeah.
I don't have a big ego or anything, so I'm like at all. I'm like always worried that the jerk's going to come out of somebody, right? It'll happen one day, but it's right now it's been nothing but good stuff.
Yeah, and
I'm blown away.
I mean, people like me, like I told you earlier, I want to put people on the program that I feel that people who watch our show or fans of Rob's are also going to enjoy. And if you're not getting any negative press, then that's a good thing, because not all people live by that mantra.
Right. I mean,
right.
It's weird. It's like you're waiting for that other shoe to
You're
drop.
waiting for it, huh? Now, that's great. Before we start talking about new music, let's talk about what you guys have been doing in the regional scene. You guys obviously play Austin. You've come to San Antonio. What else?
Sorry for the sweaty mic.
What else do you kind of have planned as we kind of are entering the mid part of 2022 now? What would you if you don't have any definite plans? What would you like to do?
Right. So right now, after we have this album, I think we are working on new music and material. We have that going. Of course, more shows are in the works and lined up.
And farther away.
Further away, but
that's important to you.
Yeah, and that we do want to, I think, at least some point release a music video.
Yeah,
just
that's right. I forgot
for this album. I think we may do. Well, we haven't even discussed it on which song, but we definitely want to put one out for sure. And yeah,
Something
I
visual,
mean, something visual, and then
I'd love to see a live performance video of you guys. Honestly, it's hard. Honestly, it was difficult for me to find a photo of the band. I think I'd ask you, John, a couple of times to send me a photo of the band together, and I got the black and white, and I think that's the only really photo after looking online for a while. Like, I cannot find a fucking band photo of this band.
Sorry.
Okay, so when if you're talking about a video, I also did a video search, couldn't find any videos, so I would love to see I think this record at least deserves one video. I think it for sure deserves at least one video, and I'd love to see it be Black Compass or White Noise.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Usually people say Rust. That's funny. Yeah. I like that. I like it's different. You're saying different stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I think at the same time, I think the video, I'd love to see a performance video.
Well, it's a buddy of ours now. He recorded us. We didn't even know what was happening. He has a channel on YouTube called The Shred Shack, and he's in San Antonio, I believe. And he recorded our CD release party, and that's on. If you search for BÖNE Official.
Where was that show at?
That was at Valhalla in Austin. Yeah, Red River on Red River. Yeah, I just said it, Red River.
But it was just a video of your live show.
Right, it was just a video of the live show. So I mean, yeah, it's just one shot the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like nobody's running around with a camera sticking it up my ass or anything fancy like that.
I want to see a pro shot performance video, not in front of a club, not in front of people, just you guys performing.
Okay, I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That'd be nice.
I mean, and I think that you could really do it cost effectively, and I think that would go a long way because, I'd love to see you guys perform these. I want to see you guys perform these songs. And that's why I was so bummed out. I was telling Rick and Julie, I was so upset because that night I was like, Rick, you got to get us to Bonds. I want to see this band. And
And you
couldn't get there.
You would have gotten both guitarists at the same
And
time.
exactly. And
which is rare.
you know, there probably wouldn't have been that many people. I would have got some great video and everything.
You could have walked all over the place, man.
Yeah. Hey.
Maybe 4 people have been like, hey, get out of my way.
Yeah, but guys, please do a video, at least one video for the debut, at least one. You have to kind of immortalize it in on video, especially in this day and age. You know, yeah. And there's I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Ruben Alvarez from here in San Antonio. He has a video company, and he's also the guitar player for Upon a Burning Body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys have heard of Upon a Burning Body?
I'm aware of them,
yeah, he's the guitar player for Upon a Burning Body, and you know, to support the local scene, he does video work. He's really good. He did the last Cerebral video. He's done videos for many different bands, and he's very good and economic. So look him up if you ever want to do something like that. Ruben Alvarez.
Ruben Alvarez. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So doing a video def. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about because it seems like time is moving by so fast. It's crazy. Like we're gonna be in June already, right?
Bonkers, man.
It's getting closer. I keep telling everybody in my inner circle, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the world. World War III is coming. China's going to fuck us over. The Russians are coming. So let's talk about new BÖNE music. You guys have kind of shared a little bit about how the band is continuing to grow and evolve. Before we start talking about the actual music, tell us a little bit about that progression.
It's pretty much just Green Day.
I just had a Green Day shirt on.
I know. I just grabbed onto that. No, the new stuff is definitely so far what they've been showing me is a bit thrashier, and I've already got a lot of ideas that are a little more aggressive vocally, and I don't mean deathier. I mean just the delivery.
Yeah.
And I think that as soon as I say that, they'll write a medium-paced groove song that's going to be like the first record, you know? So as soon as I say, oh, this is thrashier, then they're going to be like, oh, check out this super slow, awesome thing that's slow as fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go, that's so good. That's what happens, you know? You jinx yourself every time you speak. So, and I'm like 100% on board with whatever.
So a little, you mean, when you say thrash, you mean faster? Exactly.
You know, we've got some of those.
So, like, for example, like I'm already like we had practice like I don't know, not even a month ago, but just thinking and reviewing because the way we write or the way I like to write, and I'll just throw this out there for anybody, but when we write stuff, I like to record my stuff on a video, like to see what I'm playing
really?
And listen. So, for example, you know,
because sometimes I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt,
No, you're
Stan,
good,
but
you're good.
sometimes you forget shit that you do, or what?
well, not that I forget shit, but for example, okay, so we have like 8 songs right now, right? And we have.
I would think like the drummer has the hardest job because they have so many different notes they have to play.
Yes, but.
So if you would have said, "Yeah, Rob, I videotaped you to remember," I would have said, like, totally understand.
Well, no, yeah, because what we do is we'll write something, and then up till like an hour or two after we practice it, we're like, okay, let's record it before we call it a night, just to have like a draft or a demo.
Reference.
Sure, for sure,
whatever.
like a demo.
And then before you know it, it's like, okay, we kind of work on it, and then little by little we'll start to like change it. Maybe someone, Eric or Derek, will come out with a riff and be like, we can use that as a solo, or that as like a break or something, or like a real fast thrashy part, then a solo or whatever.
Then I say a bunch of ideas that nobody likes, and then we're good. Yeah.
No, but for the
They're
most,
like, John, you're just a singer, bro.
What if we went?
But I can say like it is heavier or faster, and I know looking back at like that first album that we wrote, like I'm like this one, like we want to probably step it up, and I know it will. We'll definitely take our time on it, but it will definitely be worth it. And I mean, it's not something we want to put out immediately because again, we want to take our time, make sure it's right, fine tune.
I have a funny little thing about that. I think our first album was our Black album, and I think our next one's going to be more like Ride the Lightning.
It's possible.
This just seems to be the way we're going.
Well, but
Is that too weird?
No, that's okay.
No. It'll be good.
You know what's
though.
weird? Is that you pour your Coke before you pour your whiskey.
I'm doing the sandwich so I don't have to stir it.
Ah!
Coke, whiskey, Coke. Don't have to stir it.
Okay.
Now you know a trick.
Now I know.
No.
Interesting. So, when would you guys like the new Bone EP? Is it going to be an EP or a full length?
We've already got 5 or 6 songs.
I want to say,
mostly done.
yeah, nothing
Not vocally,
recorded, but
So it's going to be around.
well, we have for now. I'm sure we'll have more. I want to say, like, so the first EP was 8 songs. This next one
Well, it's not an
maybe,
EP, it's an album.
or-
It's 8.
Yeah.
it could be maybe 10. It could maybe.
Wow.
do. But I don't know. It just depends on
46 songs.
Yeah.
One recording.
Yeah.
like. right.
When would you
Right.
like it out, Stan?
Man, I don't know. We could probably try and do it in
Ideally.
the next. I want to say honestly, 2023. Like realistically, put out everything 2023.
Yeah. Artwork, everything.
I want to say even maybe like Halloween 2023.
No way. That's too long. That's too far.
I was thinking February.
Oh, like
Okay.
January, February. Yeah.
I was thinking just enough time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
plan it out
At least
and
drag
market
along
it,
the line.
maybe.
Come
You
on,
know.
man.
Stan, aren't you hearing what we're saying?
No.
The world's gonna fucking end
You're
before
right.
October 20th.
Let's just end. Let's just make it the album. and
Fucking
set-
China's gonna invade Taiwan before that time, and we're gonna be done, so bro.
Where am I going to buy all my toys from Mattel when Taiwan's gone?
Exactly.
made in China anymore.
Exactly. Oh, guys, I love. You know what? I love chatting with smart, articulate guys like you. So thank you so much for coming over tonight.
Hell yeah.
Anything I missed? Anything? Any last words? Anything I missed? Anything that you want to share before we end out tonight? For all the people around the world who will watch this interview, go ahead, Stan. You go first.
I want to say thank you all for watching. Stay metal. Listen to Bone.
Yeah.
And don't forget to always watch Rob's MetalWorks
Oh,
and support
yes.
the man right here because he's an awesome dude.
Yes.
And John, I'll leave this next up to you.
You sack of shit. I would say that you need to know that. Wow, I don't want to be all serious and down or bummer.
Dude, John.
I've had a few, man.
John,
I've had a few.
do you, John? Do you? I want you. I want the real you, John.
Okay. I would say that realize that it's a big world. We don't have to agree. If you think everybody needs to think like you, that tells me you've never traveled. It's a big world. So just chill out. Don't say everything you think online because most of it's going to be bullshit when you're 10 years older. So be cool. Love listening to music. Love walking outside away from your phone. Get away from all the screens, man. Live your life. Playing guitar is not playing around on your phone. It's a whole different animal. Go out. If you really love metal, then play some damn metal. Do it badly so you can get to do it good, right?
Feel good about it so you don't have to be stuck in
your
bed with COVID and being isolated and everything.
That shit should be over.
Get your shit out.
When I talk to friends of mine in England, like radio DJs that are friends of mine now, I consider them good friends. Brett Scarrett, really, I consider him a good friend. When I talk to this guy and what they're going through still with COVID,
Yeah.
I'm like, why aren't you guys up and running? They're still scared to death over there.
Is there no fucking CVS over there, bro?
I guess.
You know what? I'm not kidding. Yesterday, I got my fucking second booster. Woo. Babe, todavía tengo la pinche. Mira.
Oh, man.
It's not the fucking bad. I've taken like 3 showers already. It's not
And next thing you go, and also, I got my booster.
I mean, you know, it's scary how things have not progressed with regards to COVID all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hearing there's monkeypox now that's spreading. It's crazy.
I don't even know what to think of that.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Scary. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, these are end times.
Wait,
bro.
is that the one where you get like a way bigger dick?
I hope so. I need that.
I got that porno pox.
That would serve us all well.
Well, he'll edit that right out.
I'm not. What a great chat. But anything else, John? Anything else?
No, man, I'm super grateful you had us on.
Oh,
And
God.
you put up with my shit and his shit.
Oh God, you guys.
I mean, Stan is just unbearable. He can't talk. It's fucking awful.
You guys are great. You come over here. You come over here. You brought me swag.
Yeah.
You brought me fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
And you guys are fucking intellectually stimulating me. What more could I ask for?
Naked ladies.
And fucking are metal fans. What else could I ask for, man? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. You guys drove over here this evening. You have to drive back tonight. So be safe on the way home. It's been my great pleasure to support BÖNE. Remember, everybody out there, the latest from the band is already out. It came out last fall. I'm glad that we finally got to speak about it. New music coming later this year. You saw the band BÖNE only right here on Rob's.